It has now been 48 hours since a known neo-Nazi organization marched through the city of Portland. They were shouting racist and homophobic slurs. News Center Maine's Jack Mobid has been following NSC 131 from Portsmouth to Lewiston.
He brings us the latest on what makes this showing in downtown Portland different from the others. Jack?
Well, Brian, Amanda, the real big difference here is that this really is one of the first times we're seeing an NSC 131 protest end in violence. You could see even on video NSC 131 members grabbing posters from counter-protesters, and there was a big struggle that happened. It all ended up with the two crowds dispersing from one another when a Portland police officer took out their gun.
I was very shocked, and you see here is our building.
Reza Jalali, the executive director for the Greater Portland Immigrant Welcome Center. He says his office was the first stop for nearly 30 neo-Nazi members Saturday. The group posting it on Telegram, telling immigrants to go home.
There's no need for that. And imagine how shocked we were that they had stopped in front of our office, in front of our building.
Jalali said that no one was at the office that day, but now he's worried for asylum seekers and refugees who continue to arrive to Portland. Around 1,000 new Mainers have arrived this year.
There is no home for them. This is their home, Portland, Maine. There must be ways that we could perhaps manage and monitor.
But that's a hard ask.
One of the hardest things to do when tracking hate groups such as NSC 131 is finding out who or where they are. But a quick look at our YouTube page here can give us at least a look at how they're mobilizing online. Looking at our most recent coverage, you can see a lot of these comments do not come organically from people scrolling through our website. You can see here that out of everybody who reached this video, that more than half did so through apps such as Telegram and Gab, both known websites where neo-Nazi and extremist groups message each other.
It's a very fluid movement. It's not like in the past when you would join the KKK and stick with it. These new types of groups like NSC 131 pop up all the time.
That's the research director at the Center for American Islamic Relations. He says that's why it's so difficult to track those groups.
These people could be your next door neighbor and you would never know it.
The city has not made an official statement on the issue, and News Center Maine was directed to city councilors for comment.
I am not comfortable with just kind of letting it go with, all right, this is what the PD said, cool. Everybody's moving on. Councillor
Fournier says her son is transgender and alerted her about the event as they were walking through downtown Saturday.
So our city is just about to get really busy over the next few months. And so if we don't have a good action plan in place, then I'm definitely worried for people's safety.
Now, the march in total did not last that long. It actually ended right here along the steps of City Hall. Now, the Center for American and Islamic Relations tells me the best way to combat these hate groups is to get to know your neighbor, get to know your community, so that when these groups do show up, you can act and come as a counter-protest. Now, Councillor Fournier, who you just heard from, said she will be bringing this issue up with her fellow councillors tonight during their workshop. Amanda?
Jack Molmud live in Portland for us. Thank you, Jack. Meanwhile, Maine Congresswoman Shelley Pingree has spoken out against the demonstration, calling it right-wing domestic extremism. She says we must not look away and must defeat this hate together.